Alright, today's video is not going to be about these messed up baseball cards down here, unorganized as they are on the floor in the boxes and whatever else. I wanted to show you something I found in storage. I forgot that I own this, and it's quite amazing. It's got an interesting story. If you didn't know, I used to do swap meets of a certain kind 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago or more, and I was able to buy and sell, make enough money for what I wanted, and I'll show you what I got at the end of the show. The seller had this, couldn't get rid of it, and it had to leave. For whatever reason, he couldn't take it home with him. So he would be in trouble if he took it home. So I think I got this for, I don't know, something ridiculous like $45. Now, mind you, I've added a couple things to it. So without further ado, I'll show you what it is. So this is actually a display piece in a plastic cover here of a model railroad kind of a scene, or whatever you want to call it, kind of like a little diorama. And I will take the cover off if I can get a chance to. I just have posed a little car model there. This car is a little bit more in line of what a Hot Wheels car sizing would be. This little FedEx van here. In fact, let me take the top of it off of here and I can show you what this is here. I had used up all my hobby dollars or budget dollars. Again, I used to set up at model train shows and sell trains and buy them and get what I wanted and get rid of what I didn't want. There's a couple of places here, I think, where they missed some of the, right in there where they missed some of the coloring, so the foam is showing. But this is put out by Building Kits, by Design Preservation Models, Terrain, Landscaping, and Scenery by Woodland Scenics. So this was a store display more than likely, and it showcased all the different things you could do. The FedEx van was something I purchased separately, and I just put right there. That was probably darn near 20 bucks back in the day to get that little FedEx van. But I wanted the kind of the 80s era version, or the vintage one, circa 85, 86 or whatever it was. And then all these decals, have Schlitz and Bar, and I don't know what that says. And there's some other kind of decals here, Mail Pouch Tobacco, and just random stuff put there. So just kind of interesting there. Little stickers in the windows there. I have purchased those kits before, and again, you have to paint them to some degree and put them together, and sometimes they glue very well and other times they didn't. And then like the Woodland Scenics is essentially you buy the kits and you glue all the moss on the trees. That's a lot of work there. This train here is just a random one I found in storage. I've got a ton of stuff in storage. Again, the tunnel does not go all the way through. I guess you could poke a hole and make it go through if you really wanted to. I thought about incorporating this into my train set. It looks like that the sidewalk wasn't done exactly very well. There's just some lines, pencil lines or something drawn on the sidewalk there, if you can see those well enough. And there's nothing inside the windows, which is unfortunate because they make also lighted kits. I can't remember if I glued that person on there or not. I really don't remember if that guy was on there, or one that, if we can see that one there. I'm going to look around the corner here and see if there's anything around here. And there are a few more decals right here, but it's super ridiculously realistic here. I don't know if you can see those well enough or not. And then behind the buildings, I don't know if we have much, but not much in the way of decals back behind there, if any. And there's some red flocking, kind of like this here, back behind there. This train is super movable. I do have a red trolley that kind of looks like Mr. Rogers' trolley somewhere. I don't remember if I kept it, but it was not very, accurate to it. It was not an open trolley, but a closed up one, and it was really pretty cheap. And you can find trolleys very, very cheap. It was just these die-cast, or this is not even die-cast, it's a plastic kit here. And I forgot who made that. But these were very, delicate scale models, and there's all the police cars, and I think I do have one police car from this company, and I cannot find it. It's just a modern, kind of 90s era police car that I just thought was really cool. Again, it was crazy because you would save up your money, $15 to $20 for just one little vehicle. And a pack of people, if these came from Germany or whatever, those were very expensive. I would hate to think what some of these things are. This is just one of the cheaper kits that I bought back in the day, but it had the vintage Safeway You know, I'm guessing that this truck would have been like out of the 60s or early to mid 70s. The cab over there, the Freightliner or whatever it is, and then there's that old vintage Safeway decal on there. I thought that was cool, but I couldn't get enough of them or a fleet of them, and the back pieces were almost as expensive as the trucks there. But what is my goal for this thing? I have no idea. You know, I don't really have a place of honor for this, and all my trains are in storage. HO trains, N-scale trains. I need to basically start parceling them out because I do not need them. I have room to store them, but unfortunately I don't have any really use for them because I don't have any plans of future of building a train set. You know, the track, I've just been getting rid of some of the track because I broke it up and got rid of a bunch of it. Same thing with the Lionel track. I got rid of a bunch of that. But I can't really put this out in storage where it probably could go, because this could, you know, if this any, you know, moisture gets too much, these buildings might come apart. They look like very, very solidly built on there. I don't know what kind of glue is on there. But, you know, you can see into the tunnel there, kind of, and it stops right back where my fingers are. So there's only like about that much space, my whole finger there, and there's nothing on the keystone there. Normally you would have like a date or something like that, or Pennsylvania or something like that, so I might have to put something on there. We'll see. And I'm not sure how styrofoamy this is or how solid that is, you know, plaster of Paris or whatever that is, and you can see the cutout right here. And theoretically you can add track to that. This track is very corroded, but that might be the way that they designed it on there. But you can certainly add track to that and maybe cut a hole in the back there and actually use that as an actual tunnel. That would be kind of neat. But you would have to, again, this whole room would have to be a train set, essentially, to make a loop. I've had train sets in here before, I think, maybe one time, or one of these rooms, and it took up a good 50% or more of the room. Look at the windows one more time here. But I just think that's kind of neat with the old-timey poles here. They make these old-timey sets here to basically, you can change them to, you know, so now take this away here, and that's all vintage and everything. And then you add this truck here, something like that, and that adds a little bit of different kind of perspective to that, or whatever side of the road you want it on, I don't know, or care there, but there's that one there. Adds a little bit to that. Hopefully the camera is working well enough here to show all this here. I think I'll take some still pictures of this, and let me know what I should do with this, or if I should sell it. I won't even know what to sell this for. I mean, I would have to probably get at least $150 for it, and then probably anybody would really even want to pay that. I certainly would not want to ship it. But, you know, this saves a crazy amount of time if somebody could incorporate this into their train set. That would save tons and tons and tons of time. Even if you could get the track, you know, to the right level to where you're at, you still have this big, huge stair step here. And then I guess you could paint it, you know, with stairs going down there, so you could have, or maybe have a dead-end street going there. I don't know. It's just really kind of interesting. But like I said, the sidewalk just looks like somebody penciled in all the lines on the sidewalk and the road there, and the cracks there. So it's not really very, very completely well done, but it was just done to get the display job done. And thank you for watching.